Greetings. I am Dr. Vaughn B. Shores. Some call me Doc V. Some call me V. My close friends call me V, or Vaughn, or Buford. And I'm here today to begin my series of videos covering a serious issue that is plaguing our communities today. As you know, statistically speaking, African American males are not doing too well. Now, of course, I hear some of you already. Well, we got football players, basketball players, we got actors and actresses that are out there doing their thing. We got business owners. What do you mean blacks aren't doing well? Professional athletes and entertainers, very small percent of the African American community, less than 1/10 of 1%. What about the other 99.9%? I'm going to talk about that right now. In this conversation, I'm going to use my dissertation topic, which was African American males and their position on Maslow's need hierarchy. Sitting beside me right here is a sample of Maslow's need hierarchy. And his hierarchy supports that everyone has 5 basic needs. All human beings have 5 basic needs. This is his theory. The basic of all needs, the first need is physiological needs. That's food and shelter. This is the basic fundamental need of all people. After the physiological needs are met, we have the safety needs. You feel secure. You feel that you can arrive at your home and leave for work and you can be safe. You don't feel that there's any harm going to come to you. That's the second goal on the hierarchy. Third is love and belonging. After you know where you're going to eat and sleep, and after you feel safe, you want to get with a group. It's not necessarily a girlfriend or boyfriend, but it could be your community. The boys you hang with, your friends, your girlfriends, boyfriends, people you hang with, they look after you, you look after them. You have a sense of feeling loved, and you feel a sense of belonging. After love and belonging, self-esteem. Self-esteem means you start feeling pretty good about yourself. You start feeling, okay, I'm okay. I look pretty good. I walk pretty good. I got some talent. I have some things that I can do. I feel good about that. And then finally, at the top, your point of self-actualization. Self-actualization, for example, you feel you've arrived at your top, most sought-after goal. For example, you become the president of the United States, or maybe just the president of your company. You got drafted to the NFL or the NBA. Your invention, got published, and or your book got published, or your song got published, and you broke out into that next level, and you started making money, gaining notoriety. You reach your point of self-actualization. You become an airplane pilot, something you've always wanted to do. You wrote a song, the song hit the billboards, and you became a millionaire, something you've always wanted. This is an example, or these are examples of points of self-actualization. So what am I talking about? What does that have to do with African American males and the negative statistics that are surrounding us? I say us because I am an African American male, and fortunately, and because of God's grace, I've been able to move or step above the common stereotypes that plague us. Okay, let's get to the point. African American males make up 12.90% of the US population. U.S. population is about 320 million. So that's about 14 million of us, roughly. Don't quote me. I don't have my notes in front of me. We make up 12% or 12.9% of the U.S. population, but we make up about 65% of the penitentiaries, the prisons, the jails. Why is that? Are we that terrible? Is there something wrong with us? Are we criminally minded? We got something that just makes us a menace to society where we just can't function? Or is part of it oppression? Is part of it discrimination, or the wider society looking at that particular demographic as dangerous, as keep a watch on them, push them back, push them down, keep them from things? The argument can go back and forth because there are things in place where a young man, whether he's black, white, Asian, Hispanic, can get an education, can get student loans that will support that education, can get financial aid or some grants that can support their living while they try to obtain education. And although there are barriers that might stop this young black man from getting the easy road, there's still a way that he can break through if he stays focused and if he has the right role models and people trying to push him ahead. What I'm going to be talking about are those African American males that do not have appropriate role modeling. They do not have people that can hold them, can lead them and guide them and talk about their experiences and what they went through. I'm going to talk about that. Now, Maslow's need hierarchy, I just illustrated and went through examples of that. My dissertation, the title of my dissertation again is African American Males and Their Position on Maslow's Need Hierarchy. After research, there's some things that I found out. As a group, not individual, because we have some black African American that are self-actualizing, or they're at their point of self-actualization and they're doing fine. And you see them in the limelight, you see them on TV, you see them on the news, you see them all over the place, but that's a very small percentage. It's less than 1%. It's less than 0.1%. I'm talking about the rest of us. Statistically, the African American male is struggling between safety and love and belonging. Another large percent of us are struggling between physiological needs and safety needs. In other words, we're trying to find a place to live and we're trying to find food to eat on a daily basis. Many of young men live on what you call a 30-day time bomb. What's a 30-day time bomb? That's when you run and work and get your money to pay your bills and you pay your rent, you pay for your transportation, you pay for your food, and then you're knocked out, and then you get yourself going again, and then you work again, and you pay your rent, try to struggle to pay it. Oh, I'm gonna be late, could you wait? Can you not turn my electric off? You struggling to get that, and then it's just back and forth. The 30-day time bomb is crazy. What kind of life is that? Many African American males are right there. Then safety. After you got a little bit of a job and you got your money and you're trying to work, you don't feel safe because your home or the neighborhood you live in is questionable as far as safety goes. A lot of issues there. I could go through each step and detail what I'm trying to say, but I think that you're catching on. I think you have what I'm trying to say. So, why are African American males stuck between level 2 and 3 of Maslow's need hierarchy? I've got a couple theories. Main one is the breakdown in the family, poor role modeling. Many of our households are single parent homes. The mother is raising that young son and dad is not in the picture. This causes a problem because after the mother meets their physiological needs, she feeds the young man, gets him clothes, that's fine. Gets him a few toys to play with, that's fine. But when he gets 15 and he's looking you eye to eye or looking down at you, he's going to need more than clothes. He's going to need a certain type of clothes. He's going to need more than tennis shoes. He's going to need some Nike Jordans. Those cost $200 to $300, $400 a pair. That's what he's going to want. And mom's not going to be able to supply that to him. He needs a dad to teach him about choices, about needs and wants, about opportunity costs, about putting things aside and sacrificing for a greater gain. Not, I got to have this and I got to have that. And parents can't give it to them. The media keeps shooting. You got to have this. You got to have these jeans that cost $1,500. You got to have these shoes that cost $400. You got to have a gold chain that costs so many $100. The media is just hammering and hammering and hammering at these young kids, and they think they got to have it. Now, any young person that's listening to this, I got to admit to you, us older folks, we get hammered also. We get weak also. For example, I have 2 automobiles. One of them is practical. It gets me from point A to point B. It's easy to maintain. It's easy to afford tires and brake jobs for it, tune-ups and all this. It's practical. But because of media, because me watching TV too much and seeing Vladimir driving down the street in a nice, car that has a couple of bells and whistles, I said, I got to get me one. So I have a car that has a backup mirror, has a T-top. It's got sensors where somebody gets too close to you. OnStar system where if I drive over a cliff, I can hit the OnStar button and tell my family I love them before I hit the ground. Or if I'm hanging on the cliff, I can call them, they can bring a helicopter in and pull me off the mountain. Did I need that car? No, I wanted it though. I wanted to, So I get it, young people, I get it. You don't want just a regular old tennis shoe that you get from, if a student wore a tennis shoe from Walmart, he'd get laughed out of the school. He would have to leave the school. I get it. Mamas, you got to at least get some Adidas or some Pumas or something, or some Nikes. You can't just go get them plastic shoes from Walmart. You would destroy your son. Media has done that. Anyway, getting back. I got off track a little bit. Let me get back. Role modeling. These young men go astray because they have been programmed to want things that they did not prepare themselves to get. They did not take care of their business in school. They did not do their homework. They did not study. They did not think about the future, think about what they wanted to do, think about getting good grades so they can get accepted into a nice school or trade school or college. They just hung out with their friends and school wasn't important. They didn't have that strong male figure telling them, you got to take care of your business. You got to handle this. Otherwise, you're going to fall by the wayside. You're going to get hungry, and that little bit of change mom's giving you is not going to be enough. You're going to want a better car. You don't want to catch Marta every day. You're going to want to, you see the nice looking young lady. Well, hi, Jimmy. And she's going to say, you're going to say, I want to take you out. And where are we going? McDonald's is not going to work. So you didn't take care of your business. That's all you have for her. So you start thinking, oh man, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I had an instance, one of my students came to me and he said, hey, I got a car vacuum. You want it? I said, what do you mean a car vacuum? He said, I got a car vacuum. I don't need it. I don't have a car. He said, $10. It'll vacuum your car, take care of everything. And I was like, I didn't get it. So the next day I was teaching the class, and after the class was over, the boy came and opened his book bag and he took a car vacuum out. And he said, Dr. Shores, come over here, let me show you how it works. He plugged it in and he was trying to, get it to work. And I was like, I could use a car vacuum, but I don't think I'm allowed to purchase and do money exchanges with students. Anyway, I took it and I threw some dust on the floor and I started to try to vacuum and the thing didn't work. And I was like, you're trying to sell me something, what are you doing? And he was like, Dr. Shores, I just need $10. I just really need it. I'm like, what do you need $10? Doesn't your mom give you money? She, yeah, I got money for lunch and I got to ride the bus, so she'll pick me up from school, but I just need the $10. I'm like, what do you need the $10 for? I did some investigating. It was during February, Valentine's Day, and there was a little girl he was sweet on, and people were passing out Valentine's cards and flowers and candy and balloons around the school, and he wanted to give this girl something, and he had nothing to give her. The boy was in desperate mode. So I called the parent, and we had a good talk. I said, this young man of yours is growing into manhood. And that $10 that he needed, after I went through the explanation of what happened, is, I feel, ma'am, legitimate. He's trying to express himself. He's trying to do more. He's trying to become a man. He's trying to express himself to this young lady. And we're in a world where it's about that money. And she appreciated what we talked about. And between both of us, we were able to give him some change, some cash, where he could do some things with. Now, what about the young men that don't have someone that can hold them, that can grab them and embrace them and say, hey, I got you. Come and help me rake some leaves. Come and mow the grass, or help me move some boxes and I'll front you $50. I'll do something for you. Many of us don't have that. Another incident. A young man came to me after school. School was out. The buses were gone. This young man was probably 17. He was taller than me and wider than me. He came up to me and said, Dr. Shores, bass in his voice. I'm like, did I treat this young man right? Is he coming to get me? Dr. Shores, I'm in trouble. I missed the bus and my mom's at work and I got to catch Marta and I'm hungry. And I looked at him, I said, are you playing with me? Are you playing with me? He said, no, sir. No, sir. I said, I believe you. I said, I can tell by looking at you, you need some help. I said, number one is between you and me. You don't tell nobody. I'm about to give you some money. You don't tell anybody. And I said, if I catch you lying to me and you just trying to do this to get money, no, sir, no, sir. I said, we're going to have a problem. I know you're bigger than me, but I'm going to find something for you. And he kind of laughed. He said, thank you, sir. I said, if you ever need help again, come and talk to me. Don't do something crazy and mess your life up. You come and talk to me. He said, I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate it. Gave him the money. And every time I saw him in the hallway, I think he came to me one other time. And anytime he saw me being disrespected by a student or I'm going through something, he was right there. You okay, Dr. Shores? Everything all right? Is there a problem? I said, no, sir. Much love, go to class. True story. Several stories. There was an incident where 2 students jumped me. I was at the high school in 2006. And the students were just not doing their work, and I just kept saying, look, you need to get your work done. You need to take care of your business. 2 young African-American males. Finally, they got tired of it, and one of the little short, muscular guys came and grabbed me and picked me up. And I was trying to get my balance, and he had my arms locked in where I couldn't move, and I was like, oh my God. The other guy was circling around saying, get him down and I'll kick him. Get him down and I'm kicking him. This is a true story, as God is my witness. I got an arm out and I got him on his neck and I was messing up his airway. So he let go and he went and shot for a leg takedown and I sprawled down on him. Then I was wearing my suit and my dress shoes. He started sliding me back toward the computers and the rest of the class was just looking like this. Real quiet. All of a sudden my adrenaline started going and I grabbed him in a headlock while the other guy was trying to come around and get my leg or something. And I don't know what was going to happen, but the adrenaline was there. I had the strength of the Hulk and it was about to go down. The bell rang. I let him go. He shot out the door. The other boy shot out the door. And the other students, they were like, you okay, Mr. Shores? You okay? And I was like, holding myself together. Anyway, long story short, called the administrators in and they said, these 2 boys got a long juvenile record like this. And they just got back from talking to their caseworker. And all you got to do is point the finger who did it, press charges, and they're going to jail. They're going back to jail. They're going to jail. I think they're 17 now. They're done. What do you think I did? I didn't put them in jail. Told the administrators, I said, this is what I would like you to do if I could have this request honored. Give them 10 days suspension and let them come back to school. But the most important thing is let them know that they're not going to jail because I refuse to press charges. Could you do that for me? They said, you sure about that? I said, yeah, I'm sure. Well, 10 days later, they came back to class. They just looked at me and they sat down, did their work, or tried to do their work a little bit. They were so far behind, they were going to fail my class. But they appreciated and respected what I did or what I did not do. Am I saying that's the answer for wayward students or juveniles that just get off track? No. But what I am saying is they need love, they need guidance, they need examples, they need somebody to get a hold of them and hold them before they destroy their lives. They're stuck on between physiological needs and safety needs. Something has to be done before they ever have a chance to even think about self-actualizing. We've got some issues. You watch the news, you see a young black man with a gun and he shoots somebody and he's going to jail or he's dead. Either he's going to kill the other person or they're going to kill him. Why? What is happening where a young man thinks that he has to prove that I'm a man? You don't mess with me. What happens where he has to shoot someone? Well, most of the time, a 15, 16-year-old is not going to be able to whoop a grown man. He could pop a grown man in the face, pop, pop, and he's going to lick his lips and he's going to say, that wasn't bad, young man. I'm about to show you how a grown man does it. You can't whoop a grown man, very rare. But this gun will whoop you. And they just get so focused on proving how strong and how bad I am. And you can't mess with me and you don't punk me out. And then after smoke is cleared, either he's dead or the other person's dead. And then the other person is in jail. And then after he cools down and paces himself back and forth and in jail for about 18 months, he starts thinking, I got to get out of here. I don't like this kind of life. This is crazy. I got to get me a job. I got to go see my mom. I don't want to live like this. Too late. You shot somebody. You got to stay there for a while. You got a record. If you have a criminal record, it's going to mess you up. It's going to mess up your chances of getting into the armed services. It's going to mess up your chances of being accepted into college or trade school. It's going to mess up your chances of getting a job. So what's going to happen? You're only going to be able to get minimal work, part-time, and you're going to get hungry and hungrier and more hungry. A piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken every couple of days and walking down to the park every weekend is not going to be enough. You didn't take care of your business. You don't have the patience to go back to school, to get some training. Because sometimes education can offset that crime, that criminality that you are participating in. Sometimes getting an education can offset that. But what you're needing or what you will need is somebody to hold you, to love you, to help you, to say, hey, young man, this is what you need to do. You don't want to go too far this way because it's going to ruin your life. If you mess up and you run with the wrong crowd, it could destroy your life, it could destroy your future, it could destroy your chances. We need to help our young people. And this is the premise of my broadcast. And I will be breaking down each one of these levels and getting into more detail on how we can combat racism and how we can promote families in our community and different ways to help these young men when mom just can't do anymore. Mom is busy working and trying to take care of her business and she does not have time. So that is the introduction. That is in the introduction. And I know we're going to make it. I know we're going to make it, no matter the load. We must hold on to our loved ones and not let go. And know that the battle is the Lord's. Thank you. And I'll see you next time. Doc V.